Yo, Hideyuki here, the Rebelling Rose, the one chained to oblivion, returning yet again with another great video. Wow, oh wow. Man, where do I even start with this one? Where do I even begin? Psyren, right? The long forgotten Jump series from back in the day, all of a sudden gets a new anime for 2026. And, you know, you're probably thinking, man, but Yuki, isn't it good that Psyren's coming back? Isn't it good that it's getting the recognition that it finally deserves? It's such an underrated manga, underrated shonen. You know, this is good news, man. This is a win, man. Come on, man. Come on. This is going to be great. And, you know, I'm just looking over at the losers. I'm like, just shaking my head. And I'm like, oh, boy, are you that blind? Well, you must be as blind as those Bleach fans, because there ain't no way you're saying that right now. You know, just like with World Trigger, Psyren barely has any fans left. It barely has a fan base. Now, back in the day, yeah, you know, there was fans, of course. I mean, it was an underrated manga at the time. And it just got overshadowed by so many other series that was out in the magazine. But we gotta remember that Psyren really isn't as good as we might think it is. You know, and this is coming from someone that's read the manga ages ago and has reread it with a new fresh set of eyes. So, you know, I'm not just coming on here talking shit to talk shit. You know, I know what I'm talking about, right? And we gotta remember, right, but Psyren really doesn't stand out on its own. You know, it was kind of interesting in the beginning, but then it just fell off even before that trash ending happened, because a lot of people love to blame the ending, you know, for being the only trash part. They love to say, oh man, everything in Psyren was good except that ending because it got rushed, and, you know, all this behind the scene nonsense is what caused it to get canceled and, you know, have that ending rushed. I'm like, no, there's no excuse, you know. There is no excuse. I've seen other series that got rushed to the chopping block and still had somewhat of a decent closure. So there's no excuse here. There's no excuse whatsoever. And like I said, Psyren fell off before the ending even happened, right? Psyren really started falling off once they started revealing certain things in the story, especially when those kids got involved near, I don't know, I'll say like quarter or halfway into the story. I was like, yeah, this is really getting stupid now. This is really starting to make no fucking sense. And on top of all that, the art style is such a copy and paste from Bleach. It's insane. I'm like, holy fuck. Like, the art doesn't look original at all. So how in the world we're excited for this? And the craziest thing, right? How in the world was this voted for the most wanted anime of 2026? When it has little to no fans. Where are all these new Psyren fans coming from, man? Where were you back in the day? You weren't here to represent no Psyren. But now I'm supposed to believe that Psyren has this fan base, right? I'm supposed to believe that people are excited for it. And it's only gonna be a handful of Psyren fans that care, which is very small. I mean, Psyren has such a small fan base, it's insane. So how is this the most voted? And, you know, it sounds like artificial hype to me. It sounds like bullshit to me. So it just makes no sense. Because the only fans hyped up for this are, you know, those same folks that read it back in the day that are all grown up now. And they're like, oh man, I remember Psyren back in the day, man. Oh, I can't wait to see it get an anime. I've been wanting that to get an anime. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? It never got an anime before. So what did it do to deserve one? What, you just make some votes and that's it? The fuck? That makes no sense, man. It makes absolutely no sense. See, these studios are so desperate for anything, man. They don't want to create anything new or original. So they have to dig up something old. Dig up something they think is going to make them money. And that's what they did with Psyren. You know, they're building up that hype. They're like, okay, Psyren has like, I don't know, 5, maybe 10 fans left. But if we try to hype it up like everyone voted for it to come back, the losers are going to believe that it's this grand event. So everyone's going to go click and watch on that episode, man. And then boom, we can resell Psyren, right? Right? Isn't that going to be great? We could repackage the manga in those garbage omnibus editions. Maybe like a 2-in-1 or oh, even better yet, a 3-in-1. Maybe release some figures, right? Maybe get a Blu-ray out, and man, it's an instant hit, man. It's an instant classic. Woo! we're successful yet again. That's how they operate. They're making fun of you right in your face and you don't even realize it. Oh, man. I could never, ever imagine being a loser like you, being taken advantage of that hard. I couldn't imagine being screwed over that hard. But that's the sad reality, right? That's you and not me. Could never be me. But anyways, with that being said, do not believe the artificial hype. This anime is going to be a flop, just like how the manga was a flop. And yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. You know, you can try and hope and wish and pray that it's going to be good. But deep down, we know how it's going to end. We all know that trash ending is coming, and they're not going to change the ending. They're not going to do that. Come on now. Since when have they changed garbage endings? Since when? Never. Anyways, with that being said, Hideyuki here, Dora Belling Rose, and until next time, I'll see you.